added. So, like, as a foundation, I felt like sports, like I was saying, helped me compartmentalize. It helped me interact with people better. It helped me feel like more of a leader during certain times, like growing up. During some times, I was like one of the leaders on the team and so on. So, like, it taught me leadership skills. It taught me ways to, like I was saying before, interact with people and learn from people. Like in the classroom setting, we're taught what to learn, and it is all like almost by script to some extent. Like for some subjects, like math and stuff, it's like all by the script. Like only one right answer is the right answer. But with sports and stuff, we think creatively to try to figure out problems. Like on the football field, you might miss an assignment when you're blocking, and it's up to your teammate to like figure out ways to like compensate with you, or your teammate might miss the block and you might go for it. Or me, I used to play DB, and sometimes I might miss the tackle, and the safety behind me would be the person that makes sure I was like accounted for even after I messed up. So yeah, it taught me accountability. It taught me ways to like recognize my strengths and weaknesses and figure out ways to pair my strengths and weaknesses with the people. So yeah.
And with that, since we're talking about football, you look at all these high school kids, junior college kids, some of whom, the financial aid money runs out around April. Cats are posting they're getting scholarships. How do you think this going forward affects college football, if we even have a college football season? Hello?
You good?
Yeah. Okay.
You good?
Nah.
Can you hear us? Talk? Yeah, go for it. Did you hear the question?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah,
so go for it.
Yeah, so as far as like people like the NCAA recovering from this, basically, I feel like it might. I feel like it's going to all get back to the way it was as long as like the quarantines end and so on. But the NCAA is going to at least try to find some way to cope with the financial loss of, like I was saying, like the tournament and so on. So, the NCAA was making so much in the past, like just one season or one tournament ending isn't like the end of the world, but it's going to take some figuring out. I feel like stuff is going, as long as the virus is, I feel like it's going to get back to the way it was, back to usual, I guess.
So is there anything else you want to let out about, coronavirus and the impact on sports or football specifically?
Specifically, like for football, like I was saying before, we got months before the football season starts, and since the season's over, the draft is going to be basically the same as usual. Fans might be kept out of the draft area, but the players and so on, it's going to be kind of like the same experience, just like some players are just going to be out of the like actual going up on the stage and stuff part. But as long as, like I was saying, the virus is controlled and stuff, I feel like it's going to get back. With the way the season's going to go, like for the NFL season, it's going to be different, and players are going to get back to it, like I said, as long as the virus is taken care of. Like they get the same type of off season stuff. Plenty of the players go to private places to like work out and stuff. So I feel like for the NFL at least, it's going to be practically the same. The season was over once like the epidemic started, and as long as like I was saying, we don't get like the second stint of COVID-19, I feel like the NFL's in the perfect spot. They were like in the perfect spot. It started as soon as the NFL season was over, and the NFL season was supposed to start after it's all over. For like different sports and stuff, I feel like they might deal with way more repercussions. But yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, they're already talking about the draft, being one of the highest viewed ever, just because it's really the only thing going on right now. But yeah, man. So if there's nothing else, man, we appreciate you having this time, and we wish you luck with the Let It Out podcast, and hope you stay safe and healthy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. So, if you're looking for Let It Out, our podcast, just type my name. It's spelled Nahson, Nahson, into your search bar for Apple Podcasts, or try to find us on Facebook. My name, like I was saying, is Nahson. Our Facebook page is just Let It Out Podcast. We got plenty of ways to try to reach you. We're working on, social media and stuff, so we'll try to get it to you. Like I was saying, we just started and we're trying to improve. We want feedback. We want listeners. We want subscribers. We want to get better. We want to bring good news and so on. So, really glad for all of y'all listening, and maybe some of you will be kind enough to listen to us some more. So, yeah.
Can you give me an embarrassing story about Pete? Just on your way out, I need an embarrassing Pete story from high school.
Okay. So, Pete and I were on the JV team during Pete's sophomore year. It's actually not going to be very embarrassing to Pete. It might be more embarrassing to me. But so we were playing some game. It was like the end of the season, maybe like the third or fourth to last game. And we were winning. And it was like our opponent's last drive, I believe. It was our opponent's last drive. And it was probably fourth down. It was some bad down. And I was the safety, and I gave up like a 30-yard play or something to keep them in the game, and they ended up scoring maybe 3 plays after or so. And Pete was just so angry at me, like we were in the game the whole time, and I made one mistake. And I'm going to keep being pretty angry at me. But yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, man, that sounds like me.
That sounds just like Pete.
Yeah.
Did he always look like Aaron Hernandez? Did Pete always look like Aaron Hernandez?
Really. No.
He grew into it. All right.
But yeah, man, I was telling Kenny before. I was like we went to the school with 20 Division I athletes, but Nahson was never afraid of anybody. He never backed down to anybody. He was always the dude who could hit. He was a special teamer. He was going against D1 athletes pretty much every single day, on scout team, and never backing down. That's what I remember about you. And then on JV, when we played together, I remember you used to smack people.
Yeah. Thank you, Pete. But yeah, football was so long ago. It was great to play with Pete, especially for our school. It was so brand new. We were all just getting used to it and stuff. So yeah, it was cool. It was fun. Yeah, way back when.
And I feel like a lot of that has made us all kind of entrepreneurial, just coming up from that school and really kind of grassrooting everything there. Yeah. I feel like it's made us all a lot more business, go our own way sort of thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, y'all are definitely entrepreneurial. Like I was saying, I was listening to your podcast probably soon after it started. Y'all are getting big breaks, going to the Senior Bowl and XFL stuff. It's really cool to see you two improving and your podcast improving. And yeah, I'll be excited for more. I'll keep listening and stuff. I like your titles too. I'm excited to read the title of the episode I'm going to be on.
Thank you.
For sure, man. Well, we appreciate that. We got to get you in the studio one of these days when you're out here in the city.
Yeah, and same to you. Once the NFL's going to come back, I definitely want you guys on our podcast. Like I was saying, we're mainly news, so we rarely talk about the NFL. We just talked about the Super Bowl, and we put some Hall of Fame stuff in. But yeah, we really talked.
Oh, don't worry.
This
man Kenny will have opinions on every sort of news cycle.
Okay. Right, cool.
Especially Torrey Holt being in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, yeah, Torrey Holt. Yeah, Hall of Fame. I'm on Torrey Holt for the Hall of Fame. Great, 6 of the greatest seasons straight during the mid-early 2000s, from 2003 to 2008 or 9 or so. But yeah, Torrey Holt was great. Torrey Holt would make it. Would it be 6 Hall of Famers? My bad. I'm probably running out of time, but yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
See you too, and maybe I'll talk to you guys.
All right, fam.
Sometime soon.
Thanks for coming on.
Man.
Yeah, you're welcome. Same to you.
Peace.
Peace.
But yeah, man, shout out to Nahson, shout out to the Let It Out podcast. Just starting out, so make sure you're on our wave early.
Shout out to Pete berating all the people in his life from an early age.
Yeah, man.
But it's too easy to yell at the safety. That's low hanging fruit. It's too easy to yell at the safety and the DB for giving up a big play. Then when you look at the film and realize the D line got no push, you're like, ooh.
I don't even remember that game, honestly.
Yeah, he does.
Never even been playing. That's why I was mad.
He remembers.
I was probably mad because we were smacking them, and I was like, bro, what?
I want to get in the game. And then they give up a play. You're like, damn, we're already up 10 with 3 minutes left. Could you not blow this lead? I want some playtime. I want to hit somebody. I don't want to just look good in this
uniform. He was talking about JV. He was a JV starter.
I know, but I'm saying, on JV, it'd be times where, we be beating the team, and you're like, okay, man, I'm about to get hella playtime in the fourth quarter. And then the backups are like, oh, man. Because coach is I'm just going to play it safe.
I wanted one of my bench warmer homies to get in. And the time out here giving up tackles.
giving the game away. Oh, man.
But, yeah, man, so let's get back to let's talk about it.
Yeah,
obviously.
Just the thing with the COVID-19 situation, it's crazy, man. In New York, they literally are backing up ice trucks and freezers and attaching them to tents and shit at the hospitals because they don't have any space for the dead bodies. They're putting all the dead bodies in freezers. They're backing up hearse into them because they don't have any space, and that's just New York. I remember, Joe Budden, they pretty much stopped recording their podcast. They're going on hiatus because it's crazy in New York right now. You look at LA, apparently the air is clearer than ever out here, but
yeah, it is. And they were saying they project that deaths will be between 100 and 200,000. Which is what they've been saying, but, Trump actually went on the record talking about it, acknowledging it, accepting it. So that's kind of what made it news this week.
And now we're all supposed to wear masks.
Even though they said that the masks don't even help, and they don't even think the masks are helping the nurses and the doctors. But, yeah, they just want people to feel like they're doing something. So,
which is because I work in a grocery store, it's like a high-end deli, but it's pretty much a grocery store. It's people come in with masks, and if you're sick and you're coming in with a mask, you're still sick. You're still sick underneath that little, they give me masks at work, and I'm like, this ain't going to stop nothing. This ain't stopping nothing.
It just stops you from, okay, when you, violently cough, but you should be coughing into your arm or something anyways.
People don't do that. People have never done that.
It doesn't cover anything.
Most people don't do that. Trust me, some of the nastiest places you could be is in a grocery store near the produce because people touch stuff with their bare hands.
That's why they've been talking about even shutting those down.
And I'm
depending on how bad it gets.
I'm don't do that. I actually I'm still working. I'm out here hustling. Getting these different checks, but
at least we're not in the Philippines because their president has
straight up said murder people. I was like, damn, bro. He said if they don't comply, murder them. And part of me is kind of some of y'all, you know,